Come on, let's walk through the woods because I wish a motherfucker would try to stitch this bitch. Are you better off with Biden than Donald Trump 4 years ago? Absolutely, bitch. You either got selective memory or memory loss. In the words of Blackstreet, let's go back, way back in the time. 4 years ago, we were on lockdown while businesses shut the fuck down because of Donald Trump's mishandling of COVID. Not only did we lose lives, but we lost jobs, 2.2 million to be exact. On top of that, he's telling us to inject bleach, putting out so much misinformation, trying to push a narrative that COVID didn't exist, and also inciting violence against Asians, calling it the Chinese or Wuhan virus. And to add more fuel to a fire, do y'all remember that cities were on fire? Because Donald Trump decided, hey, instead of trying to bring the country together, let me incite more violence in the wake of George Floyd's death, and refused to do anything as far as passing any type of policy for police accountability. Remember the phrase, when you loot, we'll shoot. Donald Trump sent out National Guards to attack Black Lives Matter protesters and spray the crowds with rubber bullets and gas.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
And before y'all say them Minneapolis motherfuckers was violent, oh no, baby, the internet's forever. And I kept my receipts because I knew that you motherfuckers would forget.
Don't police people's way of
Let me tell you this.
themselves.
This is not a black woman who's put in Black Lives Matter. I just want you to know that when... Right, but y'all doing that for us and we ain't asked you to do that. Listen. Don't spray stuff on here when they gonna blame black people for this and black people didn't do it. Who's come on? They gonna say we did that. We didn't do that. Stuff like this ain't right. Stuff like this ain't right. That's what the problem is. We out here standing together peacefully, protesting without any problems. You got people of all races spraying on buildings talking about Black Lives Matter. That ain't even us. You got police officers coming to a peaceful protest spraying gas on us. We ain't even did nothing. Don't let the media fool you.
Oh yes, black people trying to stop the outside agitators who traveled miles and miles and miles for mayhem. Hey, remember when the black journalist who was literally just reporting on what the hell was going on in Minneapolis was arrested in real damn time on national TV? They took him.
You are watching our correspondent, Omar Jimenez, being arrested by state police in Minnesota. We're not sure why our correspondent is being arrested.
Speaking of take, Donald Trump took our money. So y'all talk about money to Ukraine. Let's talk about how much money he took from the American people. He lied and said he's gonna bring back manufacturing jobs. Things will be made back in America. Let's make America great again. But yeah, he took over $420 billion worth of federal contracts into investing in offshore jobs. Make America great again from another goddamn country. Now let's compare and contrast. Under Biden, we have created over 800,000 manufacturing jobs right here in America. Okay, and if you hear cars crossing by, look. I gotta left and right, then cross one time, then press the button so I don't get no fine. Let's go. As I was saying, since I'm back in the woods because it was getting good, under Biden, we have created 15 million new jobs. We have record GDP. And only that, we have record low unemployment, particularly black unemployment. Inflation is down and on the trend to pre-pandemic levels. 71% of Americans are vaccinated. We are not wearing masks. We outside. And since you say that Trump is such a businessman and he cares about black people and black business, why the fuck he give us minuscule millions while Big Daddy Biden gave us billions, bitch? Don't argue with me. Argue with these numbers, because numbers don't lie, but you do. Now, I ain't even talk about the amount of student loan forgiveness that's been given by the Biden-Harris administration, over $140 billion. So when you're talking about debt to income ratio, that's capital for black people. That's called upward mobility, Kuna Maine. And since we're talking about upward mobility and dealing with racial disparities, did you know in the American Rescue Plan, which was passed by Democrats and Biden, that there was $4.2 billion allocated for solely only black farmers, but it was challenged by a former Trump aide and struck down in the courts and deemed unconstitutional because it wasn't inclusive enough? And rather than saying, fuck it, we tried, Biden-Harris passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which in a section allows you to file for discriminatory assistance program under the USDA so black farmers can get their money. But I bet you the Breakfast Club didn't tell you that, did they? They're supposed to be feeding the people called the Breakfast Club when all they're doing is feeding misinformation. People like Charlemagne aren't there to help us do good. They're only there to gatekeep. Because if we're doing good, they have nothing to talk about. See, they're not for us, by us, but they are bought and sold by the highest goddamn bidder.